Good evening, Warriors! Back with another episode of Vigor Warriors 2 and the 1% Club. Hope you guys are doing well. Hope you guys are on your purpose, conquesting and making things go your way, my friends. Eventually they will. Perseverance, dedication, continuing on the plan, you will succeed. There is no doubt about it. It's just a matter of when, not if. All right, so a few shout outs here before we actually continue talking about our topic. Savage L, thank you, my friend. iLion 654 huygivjgi, thank you. I hope I said that right. Villem, thank you, my friend. Great information from you always. Michael Grabowski, thank you, my friend. Obama Medicare, Sim. Sultan Iqbal, thank you, my friend. Petra, thank you. Samuel Hirsch, 31 days. Keep going, my friend. TK2112, keep going, my friend, as well. Mike Blank, I think it's called. A good book, Teo's Secret of Love. I think that's a good book to take a look at. And then one more, Cultivating Make Sexual Energy. I think it is. Cultivating Male Sexual Energy. I think that's the name of it. So another good book there, my friend. All right, so enough for today with those. Thank you guys, all of your comments. I probably butchered some names there. I apologize for that. And hopefully get those right the next time too. So anyway, today we're going to talk about, at 1:30 and 1:40 here, we're going to talk about a couple comments here. And I'm kind of put these a little bit together. We're going to talk about one from Peaceful Being. Thankful Peaceful Being. It's called You Are Like Honey for Bees. And then also I want to talk about another comment that was made by, and I'm probably going to get this right, but Siviwe Inkulu Kamkhande. And this is called Why Do Men Fight and Feel Intimidated by You? So we're going to talk about that one a little bit too. And then there was one other one that I really wanted to kind of focus on as well. And I don't know if I have it with me here. Maybe I don't. But anyway, movie and nudity. We're going to talk about the movies as well and how that is not helpful to you at all. All right, so let's talk about these three. And by the way, before I forget, we had a couple comments talking about how one of the questions, and I read through a little bit today, was talking about that I don't really focus a lot on the sixth rite of Kelder's book of Fountain of Youth, and you're correct in that. I sometimes forget about that one only because I didn't really pay attention to it for many years, but I do that every so often, and we'll kind of go through that breathing method. Next time I talk about transmutation, we'll include that one better off, but that's a good call. And I got to go back and say who said that, but that's a good call when you made that too. So thank you very much for bringing that back up. I will focus on that a little bit more the next time to do that. Okay, so we're talking about your energy, like bees to honey. These women, it's amazing to me. Even in a day that you might not be doing everything correctly, you're struggling on things. It's amazing that women's reactions. And I notice a lot, not only when they look at you. If they look at you a certain way, you get that certain smile, that they get it, they understand your level of attraction, and they understand what you have. Women can tell right away when they look in your eyes. It's an instinct, a biological instinct they have, and they sense that you're a man. You're keeping your energy, you're a man, and you're someone who needs to be taken seriously. Now, the other part of this is when you talk, and I've noticed this a lot of times when I talk, I get all of a sudden a respectful, nice attitude no matter who it is, because they sense that energy in your voice as well. And it's almost like it's honey for them, because it's a level of tone, a level of energy that they need so badly. And when you pay attention to them, then all of a sudden it's almost like bees. They're waiting to find somebody like you. Now, we talk about all this, but also realizing that you have responsibilities. And that even though that's nice and flattering, unless you're going to have one person, and you're married or something that you're going to procreate, all of that doesn't really mean all that much. But I bring it up because it is an attraction level that you get that is just so unusual, especially for me all those years, that I find it kind of humorous in some ways. Because I wish I knew this strategy or this secret many, many years ago. I'm glad I finally came across it with Kelder's book, but it took many years for me to actually believe it. And so it's great to have this kind of channel to be able to talk about this and express with so many like-minded people who understand what we're talking about here. It's wonderful to see, and it's wonderful to go back to Taoism, brahmacharya, celibacy, all these things, and realize how important that was. So again, when we talk about this, we also have to realize, as one of my viewers said, that you're going to get men and sometimes women who don't like your energy. I ran into one person today in a grocery store. Person just looked at me like they wanted to fight. Now I just kind of moved on because I had other things to do. I had no time to waste my time on this. So I had time to go and go down another aisle and just move away from him. But that person, I think in some ways were trying to follow me a little bit, but they're not going to keep up with me because I got too many things going on and I have no time for that. But the thing is that person looked angry. And I have no clue why, except for the fact that they sense the energy. And sometimes women who, never know what their orientation is, they may not like other women, who knows? But the bottom line is that they did not respond positively to me, and that happens as well. So you're going to see that happening to you. But the reason why men, especially, are intimidated and that they want to actually fight you is because they sense the masculinity, the fact that you can control yourself, the fact that you have things under control, and they don't. And as a result of that, they want to make you look bad. And so this is why you got to avoid situations like bars and those types of situations when people get drunk, because that's when people start, they forget about inhibitions, and all of a sudden they want to show how tough a man they are. And so they want to beat you up to make it feel like better because they're beating up somebody who has a high level of esteem and a high level of retention. And this type of stuff you have to watch out for. And I've seen it happen to me many times, and I have to just kind of, once again, the better, you may not think it's the better sense of valor here, but remember, why waste your time fighting somebody? Unless it's important, unless you're protecting somebody, or unless you're trying to provide or do something for your family. To have meaningless fights in bars and situations like this doesn't serve any good at all. It's a waste of your time, energy, and sometimes your health. And so this is why you have to be careful. But don't ignore the fact that you're going to get people who are jealous of you. You're going to get people who don't always like what you're doing because they sense it. Now, they may not know it exactly and how to put it in words, but they sense it. They sense that you are a powerful, masculine male. And some of these people who are on these movements, they may not like that. They may think that they're used to men being wussies. They're used to men being simps and beta males. And this is what they think males are. Well, they got another guess coming. Because the male revolution is coming back, my friends. The warriors are coming back. And the warriors are back in vogue. And the idea is that you're not going to have these simps running around. You're going to have more males running around that have some masculinity. And this is the first step in it, in controlling yourself. And once you control yourself, you're controlling things around you. So the idea is that you want to be that masculine male. I don't care what the political correctness and this other crap is talking about. That's to put males down. You need to be what you are. A deadly human being who basically is like an animal. Now, you're going to control yourself, but you're going to still have those animalistic qualities. Because that's how you protect, that's how you provide, that's how you go out and gather things, because you have that instinct. Not that you use it, and we're not by no means saying using it, but you can use it if you have to, especially to defend yourself. And that's important. So those type of things are important. Having that type of monster attitude is very important. And that's what we're talking about. So we talk about this kind of stuff. It's important to look at this. Now, the other thing that we want to talk about, and I think it was Jack Trades who mentioned this, that you have to avoid those things that put you in the wrong state of mind. Let me give examples here. I don't watch TV anymore. I do watch certain shows, sports shows, and once in a while I'll go on the internet and get an old copy of a hockey game or a basketball game or something like that, and I'll watch that or listen to that. But I don't have really a lot of time to sit there and watch this TV set or the internet and a lot of things going on the internet. Facebook I'm not on, all these other kinds of things I don't spend a lot of time on anymore. It's because, to me, I don't see the purpose of this anymore. I'd rather do videos like this and help you guys than do all that kind of stuff. And to my mind, one of the things that's a danger is obviously watching pictures and things that can illustrate that temptation on the screen. So we talk about nudity, we talked about movies which have sex, a lot of sex and drugs and things in these movies. They're leading you to that path of accepting this as normal. It is not normal. I don't care what people talk about with all the gambling and all this other kind of stuff they try to make normal. They can make it as normal as they want, but it's self-destructive when it comes to human beings. And you got to control yourself, and you got to use that self-control. And sex is one of those things, and nudity is one of those things. You cannot be sitting there and looking at these things all day long and not eventually get affected by those things. And that's the same thing as reading stuff in the magazines or looking at pictures or movies or things like that. So this is why when it comes to monk mode, and someone asked me about monk mode as well, and I think that the comment was, the last comment I made was like, how do you go in and out of monk mode? Well, what I meant by that was that's my area of challenge, right? Now, I classify monk mode as something like you're not even thinking about women. That honestly is not easy for me to do. Maybe for 100 days, it might be for 150 days. I haven't gotten past 175 yet. It was at 201 time, I'm sorry. Then I went back to 175. I'm starting a new streak. But the idea is that if you raise yourself to a high level, warriors, you're going to end up having those areas that you struggle with. And it's not so much releasing for me, because that's up to 1,000 and almost 20 days. But what it is more of the monk mode. Thinking about those thoughts. Sometimes those hit me when I'm not even least looking. So I have to continue working on that. And so I started a new streak with that. But when I say in and out, I'm basically saying that, I do relapse when it comes to monk mode. And those type of things is very difficult for people to do. So I'm getting better with that. And that's going to continue to get better as time goes on. But that's an area. So when I say that, that's a challenge. And that's why you have to stay away from the pictures, all these things, especially if you've had all those years that I've had going back and forth all the time, releasing and going back and starting streaks and all that kind of stuff. Finally got a handle of the releasing part. But now the part really is focusing now on the next step and getting a handle on the monk mode. So that will happen. It just takes time. And as I said, we're getting better and better every day. All right, my friends, so I hope I answered this one a little bit. Some good questions here. Remember, guys, do not be surprised when you get a lot of attention, and do not be surprised if some people don't like you, because you are standing above the rest. You are a masculine male who is a dominant male, who is a dangerous male, and somebody who is deadly as far as your attitudes go, and you're independent. And you need to be that kind of strong leader that we need in society to protect and to provide. And so don't be surprised if men get upset with you. Don't be surprised if women flock to you like honey and bees, because that's going to happen. But you have to continue on your purpose. And the reason why they're flocking to you is because you're unattainable when it comes to these type of temptations. And you can't be bought, you can't be brainwashed, and you can't be taken over by people just because they look good to you at a certain time. All right, my friends, so enough for tonight. 2 things remember again. First, every day is a new day to a wise warrior. And you guys are all wise warriors. And second, always remember to, it's coming, my friends, remember to bet on!